Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Stacey Atieno.
And your girl, Ashley Asachi.
This is On Flick, where we flow flawless every Monday from 3 to 4 p.m. I know, right?
0739110544. Drop your comments on whatever we've talked about today on our tea time.
That's right. And today, our topic of the day is inspired by one of our tea stories. That is the Wanjiru's story. And we, as girls, need to know and get to talk about family planning and or planning family. You get
Which
it?
is which?
So which is which? Do you get to plan your family after the family is here, or do you get to family plan before the family is here? What would you advise for?
I think before. Before. I'd say before, because let's say we're getting married, or let's say I'm married. I need to know how big of a family I want. I feel like this should be a discussion between you and your spouse on what type of a family you want. You may want 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, an extended family, 11 kids. It depends, but with this economy, not 11.
But we still have people who get 11 kids.
Yeah, but
like we have Nick Cannon has 12 kids right now. 12.
This era,
yes,
2022.
2022.
But I feel like this should be a discussion between you and your spouse on how big of a family you want. I don't think that it should come after, or even if it comes after, you should also what? You should also like prioritize. So when you talk 2 girls, 2 boys, when you talk twins, when you talk triplets.
But you know, it's better to decide. And remember, God, you can't really say. Most of the times you get, for me, I want a boy. I want to be mama boys at
everyone boys. Why? You were raised with girls?
I was raised with girls, and I've always envied that. And I'll be the only girl also, because attention.
Please.
That's right. But you know, we can't get to decide. We can't get to dictate what nature brings out unless we have all the scientific materials necessary for us to do that. And yes, I know maybe eco, but to get to know the genotypes and get to know matching exactly is it matched but we can't really get to do that.
How many boys do you want?
I want 5 boys. 5
boys.
But that is the key about family planning also, because now if I get to plan myself and I know this and this is the time, one fact is, you know, as girls we have our time stamp on us. Like about 40 you can get a kid, because you can get a good ovary that is very fertile and
biological count.
Exactly, you know. So we need to know that, let's say by 30 or by latest 40 you've got your baby and you've got that. We have women also who can
gotten kids
past 40, but you never really know if you're that type of person. You can say I wait till 40 and then I don't get it. So we need to really know that we need to plan it out. But most of the times, like today we've had a lady who was doing KCSE na akona ball, and she was giving actually what happened was she gave birth. Yes.
She gave birth when?
Yes, she was doing KCPE, sorry. Yes. So it happens.
Now you have to be for this mentally prepared.
For her now she has to plan family, because she needs to now get to know my family is here now. What do I do?
How am I going to cater for this person? I'm not financially stable to even cater for you.
And exactly, we wouldn't want our flawlessness kupotea, because now you have to get your mother or your parents to take care, or your relatives to take care of your kids.
You don't want to bother people.
Yes, so the best way you can easily do, you get to family plan. That's right.
For her, I'd say this is not the end. This is not the end. No matter how much you feel this might be the end, this is not the end. For her, in her case, she now has to see how she can move on with this kid, regardless of whatever family says. I know it might not be the right time for her, or it might have come as a mistake, but she should learn now how to cater, to move on, and to financially help this kid. Now, the bad thing is now, almost savings zako zote now you're using on her.
But the good thing is, amepata mtoto before high school, so she has a very good chance of going to high school.
But because in high school, kids go very fast. You know, in my time, I didn't make KCP in 2014. We were staying home 2 months, 3 months before you're called to the next high school. But how just as I when kina Magoha era Machengere ilikuwa na mauza KCP, January schools are opening roughly 23rd unafungua. So she has
a short span
a
of
short
time
span to now see who will be taking care of this kid when I go. Amazjikama, she will opt for a day school. I don't know if that would be better. But your time uko shule, who will?
Yeah, because now the kid is pretty small. Now, for you to leave a baby and to stop lactating your kid, you need to be like 3 months and
now you can imagine if her parents are at work, so probably you have to look for a nanny or take them to a daycare. That's another extra cost. So
I know. But family in a case where you get to family plan yourself, what is the process you need to do? For you, what do you think is the best family planning?
What do you mean, like family planning? Like
the physical aspect of it and the mental aspect of it.
I'd start with the mental aspect. It's draining, especially if a kid comes into your life when you're not mentally prepared. I think this is what causes a high case of abortion and things like that, because you're not mentally prepared. You're like, how am I going to take care of this kid? I'm not, the dad is not responsible. Your parents are maybe shaming.
Not even responsible, stable.
Yeah,
because you can get to have a kid at such an age and you can be stable and you can still manage to bring up a child.
But if you're not mentally prepared, there's so much backlash out here. Oh, how old is she? She can't do this. She can't do
stigma that comes with it.
The stigma that is around. I think it's wrong getting a kid at this age, but let's not stigmatize them. Let's accept
because it has
them.
happened.
It has happened. What can you can't reverse the situation.
Exactly.
It's irreversible. So I feel like you have to. Look, like me, I've seen people who umeshtuka. First of all, utashtuka because but now you have to accept.
But you know, for me, I'm okay because I'm out of school.
But now you can imagine you're in class 8. No. First of all, utashtuka, but at the same time, you wouldn't want to stigmatize them. You wouldn't want to backlash them. You wouldn't want to talk. You'd want as much.
Coming to think of it, though, I'm not advocating for it. But if you get a baby as early as possible, you get to grow up this child. You get to apprentice them in the world and teach them all the values and virtues that you hold dearest most. So I will advocate for you to get a child earlier, but not as early as
early. That's the question. How early is early?
It's not as early as
early 18, is early 20, is early 21.
Early is probably after degree. Because if you're thinking to go for your master's, then, you know.
But at that degree, are you financially stable? Probably people out here finish degree and they're looking for a job.
So you would go for stability.
I think personally, I'd want to give my daughter
child the best.
You want to take him or her to the best school.
Yes,
to give them the best. So there's no need of you can right now we've seen, especially now in Kenya, people have finished degree, they're jobless. People have done actuarial science, one of the smoky or something that is not worth to,
because now it's like my career can wait, I have to secure the bag fast.
So you kumaliza degree, you might finish that degree praying so hard to get a job, but the jobs are not like guaranteed you're going to get them. You might but you still have a kid waiting for you at home to feed them, to clothe them, to house them, and to you to educate them, and it's all on you. And you remember, you still have your own things. You still want to slay and look flawless. You still want one or two things. So I think financial stability is also a key thing.
So about physical family planning, we have a lot of ways you can get to physical plan. That is by getting contraceptives, because we know we are kids, and we are kids that we are exposed, and we have a lot of information that is coming to us. By the way, I'm learning the fact that someone who's younger than me knows a lot than me. It's true, because the more I'm exposed, the most
true. For me, I'd say first of all, if you can try abstinence, if you can try, just do abstinence. But ukiona vitu zinaenda hivi nowadays, schools, especially for universities, a few universities like KMC and I think UON, they usually have contraceptives on their washrooms. Nasikianga zinaishanga zote. So that's why it has some schools.
But you know, the thing is, they say ni sabuni haishi. So there's no need for you to keep on keeping at something that you know might cost you your education, the best way, abstain.
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 Because if you're not ready for this, abstain.
Yeah, it
because
happens.
If you abstain, things will come out at the right time. The baby will come out
at the right time, and you'll also be happy and in a good mental space to bring up the baby.
You'll also be saying, oh, I'll take them to this school, oh, this way, and feed him.
That's right.
You want the best for them. They grow up knowing, mommy and daddy gave me the best.
The best. That's right. But in case you cannot, we have contraceptives. So you can make sure you take your contraceptives. We have different types of contraceptives. And so
if they can't abstain, contraceptives is the way to go. That's what I'd say for everyone out here, especially comrades, you know what happened? So just abstain. We don't want kusema you regret. I feel like it's so sad ukipata bored alafu you're regretting. First of all, now every time you see this kid,
you have that
memory,
anger.
You're supposed to be happy getting that kid, but now you have a regret at the
because
back
now
of your
you have
mind.
pressure. You know you have to take care of the kid. You know you have to.
They have to look good. Your baby has to go to.
You have to give them the best because you don't want your kid to go through what you went through.
Yeah. So I feel like you shouldn't have this regret because ukikuwa na hii regret thing, you are going to give your baby at a feel they're not coming up in a comfortable environment. In a safe